Good evening and welcome to the Poets Cafe. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creation of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that brings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds, be it writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expression, and painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature and sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina gazing across the stage in a soft-toed ballerina shoe. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCrae. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to engulf a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. This is Poetically Speaking with Ron and Terry, and we welcome you to enjoy this particular program. Again, as always, it's special program. And before we get started, just want to remind you, this Wednesday, we will be at the Roadway Public Library, and they say here they're calling all poets. Sign up and practice your spoken word poetry, open mic night. And again, this is Wednesday, April the 23rd at 6 p.m. And I'll be there, and my brother will be there, and hopefully you'll be there, and hopefully you'll share your poetry with us, because, again, that's what we're about. Again, this is a special Sunday, Easter Sunday, but, you know, with us, it's always a special occasion. I'd like to begin just letting you know what we're going to be doing today. Today's agenda is vibe and tranquility. When you know better, you do better. And the quote of the day is from Dick Gregory, a comedian activist. And Mr. Gregory says, when it comes to food for thought, some of us are on a hunger strike. You know, and it's so sad because that's the thing. You know, you have to have something inside your head because, you know, you want to develop yourself in terms of your mind, your body, and your spirit. And Ron, I got that quote from this book here. This is entitled Daily Motivation for African American Success. And it's actually a collection by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. And what he does every day, he has something special. And under this heading, health food, that's where I got the quotation. But I just want to read the application that he has for us. He says here, your mind is extraordinarily complex, yet it works in a simple three-step manner. First, it takes in information, what you see, hear, smell, and taste, and feel. Second, it processes these data. How does this information relate to me? Third, after processing the information, your brain tells you what actions to take. You know, building a life of success or failure, your mind takes in information, processes it, then tells you what to do. A cliche of modern times is garbage in and garbage out. In other words, if incorrect or bad data are absorbed, garbage, the processed information will be misleading. As a result, the action taken on the processed data will always be incorrect or garbage. A woman walked into a bookstore one day to buy a computer guide. When asked what type of handbook she wanted, she cavalierly replied, "Oh, just anything. Any book will do." So the clerk handed her an out-of-date manual. She rapidly flipped through the text, and then she said, "This looks good. I'll take it." Half an hour later, the same woman arrived at a meat market and demanded prime rib. She scornfully refused the first cut as well as the second, insisting upon the best that you have. When she finally received the most expensive cut, she announced, "I'm particular about what I eat." How unfortunate that so many people feed their bodies with the best that money can buy, while their minds get on by just any old thing. Start a healthy food diet by feeding your mind healthy, uplifting thoughts. And the mantra for the day is, I will be very particular about what I feed my mind. And that's what I want to start with, my brother. What we feed our mind is very, very important. A lot of people understand that, you know, like what we feed our bodies is important, but what we feed our minds sometimes is even more important because that's where we get our energy and our thought for the day. So we begin with that, but we also have another segment on our program which we call Ron's Poetry. So what do you have for us today, my brother?
Oh, I got some good today.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
But
he always does. I mean, just.
But I like to actually start with this in short and then come back later.
Okay.
And as I always say, and even as you read, this book, What Are the Leading Causes of Life? A prescription for living at your highest and best. That's what's important.
It's very important.
And so here I want to read this. Now, actually, I'm a little off chart myself. But no, let me read this. This is something I put together.
Okay.
And actually, and right after this, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our guest.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
This is what's important. And first of all, let me show you. See my hands? These hands. These are man's hands. But they have a tender touch.
Oh, look out.
So listen up.
Uh-oh. I'm ready.
And I'm going to come back, but let me read this first and just give you a little taste of it. ReVibe. ReVibe. Black-owned spa. ReVibe, New Jersey's largest black-owned spa, catered to your unique needs where time stands still as you journey into paradise that allows you to surrender all anxiety, stress, and tightness while letting go of confusion. The freedom of a caring practitioner knows where the hidden toxins lie, deep within the membranes of my soul. I lost track of my whereabouts when I came to. So the only words that escaped my fumbling lips were, I've been revived. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
It started there to give you a little taste of what you are about to receive, hear, listen, and be overwhelmed with the joy
yes.
that is going to spark your interest.
Ooh,
so you
can't
wait to leave your house when we finish. So I
right.
know everybody that's listening to the sound of our voice is going to run over to this location.
Go to the spot.
You're going to get
spot.
it. And I promise you, you can hold me to it because I was held to it. So I'm passing this on.
That's right.
You'll be grateful
right.
that it happened.
That's right. So, with that said, we want to bring on our guests. We have three special ladies. We call them the women of ReVibe Style and Spa. FAYLEESHA Williams, Amber Victor, and Jade Victor. And they're all in the house. And I guess just by way of introduction, I know that you all play a very special part in the in ReVibe. And so let me start with the young lady here. And what is your role in ReVibe?
So, hello.
Hi.
My name is FAYLEESHA Williams, the owner and founder of ReVibe Style and Spa. And yes, I wear many hats. But I love to be at the front desk, greeting people. I say, when people come in, I say, hello. Mm-hmm. My name is Faye. How can I make your day?
Whoa, I love
yes,
that.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then my beautiful twin daughters, they're here to support me at the spa.
Okay, and who might you be?
Hi, I am Jade. I was going to say that introduction is so mundane to the introduction we got earlier. Gonna put that on loop.
yeah.
But I'm Jade. I am the body sculpt and teeth whitener as well as ReVibe. My role is many hats. Again, I am there for everybody. I gotta be a janitor, I clean up, front desk, events, yes, whatever it takes. It is a family business, so that is my mom, and this is my twin sister, as she said earlier as well. So I'll pass it on to her.
Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Amber, and yes, Ron, thank you so much. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Make me want to go to work now. I never want to clock in so bad. I'm like, oh, yeah, can't wait to get back to ReVibe. But yes, so my name is Amber. I do many hats there. I do teeth whitening as well as body sculpting with the girls. I also organize a lot of events. We do a lot of everything, but you guys will see us running around, so one of us, can help do.
Thank you so much for that. And I want to go back to Faye and Faye. I just want to. Where did you get the idea for this ReVibe spa? How did that come about?
So as I mentioned, I have been an entrepreneur from, I want to say birth, but not that long. But I've been an entrepreneur for years on top of years. I had my trials and tribulations. What really hit home was I had Bell palsy.
Oh, wow.
And yes, the right-hand side of my face was paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
So with that being said, I'm like, listen, I need to slow down. I need to get focused on my health because I always say now, health is wealth. So let me slow down. What can I do to empower myself as well as the community? So I put my head together. I put my entrepreneur hat back on, even though I'm taking it a little bit more slower, just actually focusing on my wellness. I was like, you know what? That's perfect. Let me create an oasis where people can relax and rejuvenate and revive. Because, yes, health is wealth. If you know, we were talking earlier about people leaving this earth because they're not taking care of themselves. So I wanted to build a unisex oasis. We do want to invite the men as well as the women to learn and educate themselves about the benefits of just unwinding, unplugging, and just taking care of yourself.
Yeah. And really, it's really important to think that way now because we're really under attack. You know, there are things that are going on in this country that have put a lot of pressure on people to the point where you just feel there's no way out. But the thing that I like about what you're doing, in the fact that it's unisex, because again, unfortunately, men don't think that they need to get a massage, or get a pedicure, or as you said, do the body sculpting, whatever. Because I feel that if you feel good, you look good. And that helps us, and I think no one is exempt from that, especially right now because we need a place to sort of get away. And before we came on air, we're talking about about music and how music can be so soothing. And I was telling Faye that on the West Coast they call it a sound bath. Now you call it a little something different here, and I want you to just to talk about why is that so important to have that sound bath or that whatever you want to call it. Why is that so important, you think?
So we use the sound healing in all of our services. Even from the moment you step into ReVibe Style and Spa, we invite all your senses.
Okay.
We just believe that sound healing is just more than us. For the out. We want to work on the in as well.
Okay.
So it's just tuning your mind to prepare you for the service. Yes.
Yeah. And again, that's why I think that meditation is so important. A lot of people say, well, I just can't quiet my mind. But we need to quiet the mind because you quiet the body and you slow things down because sometimes we're like racing like that. And sometimes, you look calm on the outside, but inside you're just racing. Sometimes you just need to chill out.
Just chill out.
And I think that you offer that. Now, before we go on to the Mind, Body, and Books segment, Ron, you have something that you want to add?
Well, I have a whole lot.
I know that you do.
But I'll just make this part brief because, again, as we continue to move forward, I just want to give this first short introduction to our guests and to our audience and to everyone listening. And as I showed you in the beginning, my hand's a man. And I want to say this, and we'll have a different segment later on. There's a difference between what I say, being macho, and masculinity.
Yes.
See, there's a difference. So as this sisters, and I say sisters as we said before, so we want to identify not on so much of women or ladies or business owners, but these are our sisters.
That's correct.
So when we greet one another, we being cordial and respectful. Is that I met the young lady, Faye, we say in short, Faye, I think last year. And then I just happened to come back again because I wanted to see if she was still available. At the time, I thought she was locked out of her home place. So I didn't know. But thank God, and I always rely on the Spirit to show me, brought me back, and I met Faye, and we talked. And the mannerism, the tone, the humbleness, is what I always sincerely say for anyone. And so with that is that for men, I don't know the percentage of men that go there, but I would truly say this. For men, all men, doesn't matter. okay, big, small, white, black, whatever the case may be. Take the opportunity to treat the masculinity side and not the macho side, because you'd be surprised, as they said and was introduced, and it's all about all of us, health and wellness. It ain't about going to the gym all the time, but if you're not taking care of the inside or the mind.
That's a beautiful thing, and that's why, when we do our program, it's called Poetically Speaking, but obviously we go far and wide. But again, when we say poetically speaking, really it's like sort of a shorthand, and it's a shorthand for everything. And one of the things that we do in the program, we have a segment called Mind, Body, and Books. And what I do during that time, I usually go get a book from my own personal library. And today I want to feature this book right here, And it's entitled The Great Life Handbook, Building a Healthy Relationship with Love, Fear, Purpose, and Death. And this is from Lester F. Strong. And I just want to read just a paragraph from the book. Now, again, it was what we're talking about. I think, we talk about living and existing. It's two different things. The people who live their life, and they go and they realize their dreams, they realize their goals, they realize their mission. I always say that, we have jobs and we have our work. And a job is usually a 9 to 5. I've had many jobs in my life, but I've always known what my work was. And my work was really to be a teacher. I didn't think I would be a college professor, but that's just the way it worked out. And again, it's something that I did, but that was a job. My work is to teach and to share what I've learned. And this is from the book here, and it says here, and it shows a picture of Gandhi, okay? And then under that picture, it says here, nowhere can we exercise greater control than over our own lives. Unfortunately, most of us rely primarily on cues from our family and friends, our environment, and past experiences to decide how to live. Consequently, we live reflectively, relying on past conditioning to guide us in the present moment. However, to live a great life, we must first choose to live a more purposeful and conscious life by forming personal intentions. A personal intention is not about what we want to do, but rather the kind of person we want to be throughout our life. Personal intentions, particularly regarding love, fear, purpose, and death, are not about achieving distant goals, but rather about living a chosen set of values and principles right now in every moment. They are an inspirational call to action. One of the most famous intentions in history is attributed to Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Ironically, it's by living our intentions in the present moment that we shape our destiny and change the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And I think you ladies are doing that. I think, with your spa, with your services, you're being the change. And I know when I was teaching in the classroom, I always said that I don't want my students to copy me or to be like me, but I want to be the example. If I say, there is life after 70, I got to be about that, okay? If I say that, there is life beyond this life, now I can't tell you what that is, but I do know that I want to live the best life I can on this side, because this is a Resurrection Sunday, and that means different things to different people. But again, what we want to say to you is that we love the fact that you have the intention to do good work, and you're doing it.
Oh, definitely.
We have our community, and this is Juanita McCloy. She said, "Assalamu alaikum, Terry and Ron."
Yes.
Yeah. So, my brother, before I get into music as lit, you got something that you want to say?
Yeah, just in short, this, and I just there's 3 paragraphs, but I'll just give you the title to tie into what you just read, as well as what our guests are presenting. And again, this is from the book Dr. Thurman E. Evans, PhD, what are the leading causes of life? And that's what this segment is all about, each and every section. So let me just say this, read this right quick. The strongest part of human condition is the spirit. The spirit is the life, strength, and force that enables us to press forward. Spirit is a part of human being that is unlimited, unafraid, unconditional. The Spirit is a part of us, placed in us by God to enable us to do everything we need to do to work. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you look at it, health and wellness, what are the leading causes of life? Do you want to live?
And before I get into the Music is Lit segment, I want to go back to my beautiful ladies here. And this is just a one-word response, you know. And I want to ask you, what is your favorite word? And I'll give you what I'm talking about. My favorite word is peace. I mean, I love the word peace. Peace is beautiful. I love peace. I can eat it every day, you know. And when I say peace, I say, you know, P is for passion, you know. The E is for excellence. A is for attitude. C is for creativity, and E is for expectation. Okay, and that's why I break it down. But my whole thing is that as a writer, I love words, and the more words you know, the better you write, or the better writer you can be. So I'm gonna go to my brother because I like to throw him a curveball, you know. Because I like to keep him on his toes, you know. Because he thought he was gonna get away with this, you know. So I'm gonna start with him, and then I'm gonna go to the ladies. So what is your favorite word? I know you have many words, but one word.
Well, but I have to get three. So honestly, the foundation of what you just said, which is peace. You got to have peace, no matter how you look at it. Without peace, you have nothing. Right. So the whole thing is peace, love, and joy.
Ooh, I love that.
Because, as I said, without peace, nothing else matters. You got peace, you'll find love because it's there.
That's right.
And joy is what we want to cultivate each and every day of our lives.
That's right. Thank you. Faye, what's your favorite?
My word is unity.
Okay.
Yes.
Why unity?
So unity, I love working with people. I love finding my community.
Oh.
You mentioned education and, you know, you being a teacher before. In our spa, we're looking to actually have a school.
Uh-oh.
Yes, a school for beauticians, for barbers. So we're trying to put that in place. So I would say unity is my word.
Yeah, because there's one song by the OJs that says unity. We must have unity. You know, united we stand, divided we fall.
That's correct.
So we got to have unity.
I was going to do you one better. I was going to say UNITY,
Oh!
Latifah, Jersey.
Go ahead, girl.
Gotta
Go
keep
ahead.
it in Jersey.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Queen Latifah. Yes, I love that.
I love her.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to do my words. I think my word is going to be endurance. The reason I'm saying because I am a Jersey girl at heart, and I love to people watch because I'm super nosy. And I love seeing like the beauty of endurance in people. Yes, we have a saying at the song, I think we kind of say it between each other. Anytime we succeed at anything, whether it's setting up a room or even just having a great day, we're like, oh, this was a Black History Day. Because every day is a Black History Day. Every day that we succeed, every day that we persevere.
Yes.
So I feel like endurance is just such a beautiful word, and it just comes with so much backing for Black people.
Oh man, it's a beautiful word.
Yeah.
Thank you. You took all the good words.
Right.
Okay. I want two.
You can have two. You can have
two.
two. Because he had three.
He had
so
three.
you know, you can have at least two.
Because my first word was going to be like laughter. 'Cause I just love to laugh. They know me. If I'm laughing, I have a good time. I always just like to laugh. And I just I could listen to anybody laugh all day long. So that's something. But also I was going to say abundance. Only because I just like got into like, you know, giving into yourself. So I feel like if you always give yourself 110%, you'll always reap what you sow. So I always like to give abundance. I always like abundance in laughter, abundance in how we treat, like just even how you said at ReVibe, how we treat our guests. We always try to give abundance into them as much as we could give, you know?
Yeah.
So I always, that always rings in my head, and it starts with an A. My name is A.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And again, like, you know, Faye, I think you really capitalize the whole thing about community, because what we do in this program, we're trying to develop a community of I say like-minded people, but I think it's not so much like-minded. I think it's like the right spirit. You know, I mean, the spirit that you ladies exude, you know, is the kind of spirit that we like. You know, this is the spirit that we put out to our audience, the people who watch us every Thursday and Sunday. And now, ladies, I'm going to serenade you. I'm going to sing to you in my mind.
Okay. Earlier he said he doesn't know how to sing, so I was getting worried.
No,
Get nervous.
Music is lit.
Yeah, music is lit, yeah. But music is literature. And
Okay, I
I'm
appreciate
singing as I recite.
Okay.
And I have a few songs here that I want to share with you and also with our audience who will listen in. And the first song, and what I do is that I like to go into a history of our music and our culture, because I think one of the best things about our culture is our music. And so I like to go into our music. And this is a song from 2001, and it's by India Ari, and it's called Brown Skin. And I dedicate that to you ladies. It says here, brown skin. You know I love your brown skin. Brown skin, I can't tell where yours begins. I can't tell where mine begins. Brown skin. Up against my brown skin, need some every now and then. Oh, yeah. Where are your people from? Maybe Mississippi or an island? Apparently your skin has been kissed by the sun. You make me want a Hershey's kiss your licorice. Every time I see your lips, it makes me think of honey-coated chocolate. Your kisses are worth more than gold to me. I'll be your almond joy. You'll be my sugar daddy. Every time you come around, something magnetic pulls me and I can't get out. Disoriented that I can't tell my up from my down. All I know is that I want to lay you down. Every time I let you in, abracadabra, magic happens as we swim higher and higher. Finally we reach heaven, come back to earth, then we go it all over again. Yeah. Skin so brown, lips so round. Baby, how can I be down? Beautiful mahogany. You make me feel like a queen. You make me feel like a queen. Tell me what's the thing you do that makes me want to get next to you? Oh, yeah, I want your brown skin. You know, I love your brown skin. Brown skin, I can't tell where yours begin. I can't tell where mine ends. Brown skin. I'm against my brown skin. Brown skin needs some now and then. Needs some every now and then. That's brown skin. Now, you know,
I haven't heard that song.
yeah, you heard that song before?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so funny because when they sing it, you get so into it that you don't really hear the words. But she is beautiful, beautiful brown skin sister.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's so beautiful because I came up during a time where black is beautiful was, people said that was ridiculous. How can black be beautiful? Because the standard beauty in the 50s was blue-eyed, white skin, you know, petite. And I looked around my neighborhood and I didn't see that. I saw mahogany. I saw the browns of brown, dark brown, light brown, that kind of stuff. And then we start saying black is beautiful. People say, no. But you know what? It is beautiful to us. And because this is Resurrection Sunday, you know, again, I have another song, and this is from the Commodores. And this is from 1980. And this is when Lionel Richie was with the Commodores before he went out on his own. And this is called Jesus is Love. And this is for Resurrection Sunday. Some people call it Easter Sunday. And it goes like this. It says here, Father, help your children, and don't let them fall by the side of the road. And teach them to love one another, that heaven might find a place in their hearts. Because Jesus is love. He won't let you down. And I know he's mine forever in my heart. We got to walk on through temptation, because his love and his wisdom will be our helping hand. I know the truth, and his words will be our salvation. Lift up your hearts to be thankful and glad that Jesus is love. He won't let you down, and I know he's mine, he's mine, he's mine, he's mine, forever in my heart. Help me, forever in my heart. I want to follow your star wherever it leads me. I don't mind, Lord. I hope you don't mind. I want to walk with you, talk with you, do all the things you want me to do, because I know that Jesus is love. I know because I know, Lord, if you ask me, I'll show you love is the word forever. Who can bring you love? Jesus. Who can bring you joy? Jesus. Who can turn your life around? Jesus. Oh, yes. 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 Jesus is love. Jesus wants you. If you call him, he will answer. Call him in the morning, Jesus. Call him in the evening, Jesus. Call him in the midnight hour. You'll always say Jesus is love. And I share that with you because, again, in our music, there's the duality. There's a thing where, sometimes with some of these artists, like Al Green and Teddy Pendergrass, you don't know if they're talking about a woman or if they're talking about God. It gets kind of confusing, But again, I believe that, the spiritual is something that comes through our music and comes through our lives. And the last song that I want to read is from Eddie Kendricks. And this is from Eddie Kendricks when he had left the Temptations. He went on his own, And it really helped me a lot, this song. And the whole idea about this is that, they say that we should fear God. And I didn't understand it until I got older. Because when it said fear God, I was ready to hide, man. I'm hiding from God. I don't want God to see me because God is going to punish me. But Ron, as I got older and I really got into my Bible, I realized, and this is profound, ladies, I want you to take this with you. When I got into my Bible, and I realized that when it said fear God, they didn't mean to fear him as a boogeyman. I began to fear God like I feared my grandmother, who was a very sweet lady. She never beat me.
She could.
Yeah, she could. But the thing is that I remember, when I would do something wrong, my mother would beat the hell out of me, But and I didn't mind the beating so much. The beatings were not the worst. The worst thing was that when she would beat you, she would talk to you. You better not do that again, or you gonna do that again. And I'm spinning around and I'm getting dizzy and whatnot, But my grandmother would never beat me. But I wish she would have beat me, because what she did, I would do something wrong and she would just look at me, man. She would just give me that look like she was like, I say, Grandma, please. I'm crying now. I mean, she hasn't touched me, but the fear was not because I feared her. I feared her disapproval, and I realized that to be God fearing is not to really make God ashamed that He brought you into this world, that He gave us this life. That's the fear. That's the fear of disappointment, of regret. And so this song that I'm going to read here. And and I like this song because a lot of times people don't understand what it. Because when it came out, people thought it was disco. They would dance up a storm to this song, and then they like, what is he talking about? What is he singing about? Oh, I got it now, And this is Eddie Kendricks, and it's called "He's a Friend." And it's a fast song. You dance to it, but it goes here. Oh, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. There was a time I didn't believe at all. Then one day, I had to give him a call. There I was lying flat on my back. The doctor said I had a heart attack. I said a prayer before I went to sleep. Next day, I was back up on my feet. Oh, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I want everybody to know he's a friend of mine. Yeah, he is. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I don't deny our close association. He helps me out of any situation. If you read the book of Revelations, you'll find that he's your only salvation. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I want everybody to know he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. He's in my heart. He's in my mind. He's all that I need. He's a friend of mine. Don't you need a friend? He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. Don't you need a friend? He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. And again, to make God a friend, is not because, you fear him or fear Jesus or God, whatever you want to call it. But the thing is that it's a spirit. It's a spirit. And sometimes that's the spirit of karma. What you put out, you get back, And so today when we talk about, people call it Easter Sunday, call it Resurrection Sunday and whatnot. But I think what happens is it gives us a pause. It makes us stop. I remember when I was growing up, man, we always got a new suit for Easter, man. I knew every Easter I would get me a suit, and I would go to church, And there's some people, they go to church on Easter and Christmas, and sometimes New Year's, maybe 3. But the point I'm making is that, again, it's a special day, a special Sunday. But again, I think what it is that in the final analysis, it's the spirit. It's the spirit that we share among each other. And so this is the really special part of the program where we get a chance to really let you ladies tell us what we need to know. And I'm calling this, just for those who are at home, this is our food for thought segment, and we're saying that self-care is sexy, okay? Is not a short. It's not a chore. And I guess the first question, I just want you to go to Faye, and the question is, why do people not participate in this self-care? It's almost like do they feel guilty? Do they feel they don't deserve this? What is it? Because it seems to me it's like a cold glass of water. It's right there for you.
It's right there for you. So that could be one of the reasons. I
Help me.
hear people say, "Oh, I'm only gonna go to the spa on my birthday. I'm only gonna go to the spa on a special occasion." So yeah, sometimes it is. They feel guilty. But no, we actually educate the client that, no, this is mandatory.
Yep.
You need to unwind. You need to just disconnect. You need to have time for yourself. Time for yourself to rejuvenate. Revive. Yes, time for yourself. Because if you don't shut off your brain for a few hours, guess what? Eventually you are going to be laying on your back where you have to shut it down.
Yes, yeah.
So, we educate the client that, this is the time for yourself. We go above and beyond with the meditation, with things that they didn't even think that was part of the service.
See that? Yeah.
Skin analysis. We use artificial intelligence to analyze the skin and customize the facial to fit your needs. So in addition to just turning off that brain, we're also going to correct and, fix your skin, hydrate. Winter is very harsh for your skin. So, sometimes they do feel guilty. Do you have any?
I want to piggyback off of that. I think the stigma behind self-care is definitely like, oh, I can only do it once in a while. But as we said, a lot of guys, they will macho themselves to death. So do you want to...
I love that macho.
Back pain isn't sexy. If you want to... you can't dance to me if you have back pain. If you only go to the doctor 10 years, every 10 years... You won't be able to take care of yourself.
So, for example, I think my dad is maybe 50. He's like maybe 50,
He's
but he's been driving.
Young man.
But he's been driving trucks since maybe I was born. I'm 20 something years old. So he's been driving for about 20 years, and he gets a massage twice a month, or his back tightens up. So he misses that appointment. He cannot get off the couch for 3 days.
Oh, see that?
So it's just, he never really took care of himself when he was younger. So now, as he get older, he's like, oh, I need it. So now he needs it. So I think getting it done before you need it is a plus.
Well, I mean, but see that's the secret of health, to do it before you need it. Okay? I mean, don't, like the song says, I didn't think about God at all, but then I got a heart attack, and then now, I'm calling on God. Now, maybe the thing is that if you had called on God before, he would have lifted your burden, and you wouldn't have had that heart attack. But Faye, why is it so hard for men to avail themselves of the service? Is this a mental thing going on? Did you see?
Yeah, twins, do you want to answer that? It is a mental thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for guys, definitely. Some guys are scared to kind of come in. We don't bite, We might be very excited to help, but, sometimes, a lot of times it's a girl space. So a lot of guys feel like to penetrate that space is a little foreign to them. So it's kind of hard to take that first step. So we do also offer mini services. For example, we have a special going on. We definitely usually have some specials going on at all the time. But right now, for example, for facials, we have a kit where it's a 3-piece kit. And if you order the kit, we'll show you how to use it. Just little first steps to take. Inform healthy habits to kind of get you started. And when you get in the door, you're all the way in. As soon as you dip a toe, you in there. I promise
right.
you. It's nothing where you.
We make it more attainable.
Okay.
We visit the local events. For example, we have a monthly appointment at the local LA Fitness.
Oh,
So we introduce our services in baby steps.
Okay.
We'll have our chair massage, the licensed massage therapist. They could get a massage with the chair with their clothes on, 100%. Inside the gym, LA Fitness trusts us to render these
beautiful.
services
I love that.
to their customers. So we do little ways to educate the client. So by doing that, we bring them in just a little teaser and educate them. This is what the benefits are, and we make it more attainable with our monthly memberships. So same thing like a gym membership. You could have a spa membership where it's more attainable and it's monthly service.
Yes.
I love that because again, you make it accessible. You know. Now, is it expensive? Because a lot of people say, "Well, I can't afford it." That's the first thing. Say, I can't afford it.
That's the
So even piggybacking off of the monthly, it's almost a subscription.
Okay.
As if you have your Netflix, your Hulu, and all those 1,000 subscriptions that you
love
have.
that. Yes,
The
yes.
Cars Weekly of the month,
Yes,
and
right,
your
right.
wine subscriptions. Why don't you have something that's really gonna add years onto your life? We're in this day of age where people are literally dying of their choices.
Oh,
The
yes,
choice
yes,
whether
yes.
to eat certain things. Even for our Easter meal, this time we went a keto route. And we did healthy Easter. We had all the fixings though. We had chicken, potato salad, all the good stuff. It's just that there's a way to have your choices work for you. Instead of getting that wine subscription, get a monthly pass to a spa in your area and really hone in onto you.
I love that. I love that. Now, what is the body sculpturing? What is that body sculpture?
So body sculpting is using radio frequency. It's a machine as well as wood therapy to drain lymphatic notes. So
okay.
your lymph notes are underneath your skin. I know a lot of people don't really drain. You can do that with massaging the vibrational plates, stuff like that. But it really helps drain you and detox you.
Okay.
So it also a great side effect of draining and detox is weight loss. So a lot of people kind of use that as a sneaky way to get in there and get some inches off their waist
That's
before
right.
they go on vacation.
Yeah.
So it's super healthy. It's a great way to detox and kind of also get that movement. You need that movement with underneath your skin.
Yeah.
Again, with detox, we always go the weight loss and the physical beauty of it and all the cute benefits we have. But also, even if for example, just to get rid of a cold, that's what your lymphatic system does. If you're congested, So, for example, the sauna and the wood therapy knocks my cold out 100% of the time. So that's something also, just different health benefits that you could utilize and receive. I was going to piggyback off of that.
Come on. We want it all. We want it all.
Even with the lymphatic drainage, it's also great for joints, inflammation in joints. So that's another sneaky benefit as well for it. So a lot of people that already have offset, like early arthritis and everything, they use that a lot. I had a client, she had her knees really bad, so she's really grateful for the sauna.
Oh, that's great.
It kind of really loosens up those joints. But that's what body sculpting does for the most part.
It's beautiful.
All that is extremely, extremely beyond measure important, without question. And the details of this conversation, and to have as our guests authentic guests.
Yeah.
And I can tell because I'm a witness. I'm be honest with you.
That's right.
Because one of the most important things is that there's nothing greater than knowing that the spirit of somebody is genuine.
That's right.
The smile, the cordialness, the environment, everything. Even when I met Faye, I didn't know these was her daughters. Right now, they look like twin sisters. I'm talking about, I ain't talking about whether they're old or young. I'm talking about right in the middle. They are like sisters.
That's right.
And that's
Across
the
the
beauty
board.
of it. And let's be honest, we realize and understand too many families may not have that kind of connection. But when there is a connection, is what we're trying to talk about, poetically speaking. Bringing life as one, cultivating the souls of many, no matter what you're going through, been through, even as Faye shared in the moment of her situation.
That's beautiful.
But look at a child that's in a hospital or somebody who's suffering.
That's
The
right.
bottom line is what we have today is how do we be healthy and bring wellness into our life, even if it's just a smile. a conversation, no matter how we look at it. But the most important, as I always say, we talk about it all the time, just say hello, how you doing?
Just a
because
smile.
they have done that, and they are doing that. So I say this, this is my last second here on this part.
Yeah.
As the largest black-owned business, SPAR, in New Jersey, you know where they fit at? They fit as part of the galaxy of stars in the universe, because you cannot find, at least I haven't found, you know, a place that have that kind of spirituality in it. That's what's important, because you don't know what somebody's going through when they're going through something walking down the street.
No, you don't.
People,
You don't.
when you come in there and find that somebody's hand, it might be mine, detox that stress and aggravation and all that unnecessary baggage, whatnot, you'd be surprised how you will walk out there stumbling, crippled. You think something wrong with you, but no, it's reality of the soothingness and the spirituality of the heart that they bring to you than when they welcome you. And so again, as I said, all that machoism, man, forget all of that.
Forget all that. Yeah.
Bring your masculinity and say, look, hey, I need you
That's right.
today to help me to walk right.
That's right.
Thank
Yeah, and the thing that I want to add, and I don't know if you offer this service, but you do anything with nutrition? Do you have any class or any maybe tips? Because again, I mean, we say it's mind, body, and spirit, and I think, you know, at this point, I'm to the point where I watch everything that I eat. Okay, I mean, I might want to get the fried chicken, but you know what? I think the baked chicken might be better. You know, and but like you were saying, that's the choice that you make. But do you have anyone on the premises that addresses that?
I'm glad you said nutrition. We have many events.
Oh, okay.
We recently had an event that focused on menopause.
Ooh,
We had a public speaker, and when I say public speaker, I'm talking about women that make six figures speaking.
Okay.
Was at my location to educate us about the importance of learning about menopause.
Okay.
Yes. So, and that's not the last. We have other.
I was going to piggyback off that. I had a speaker. She came to we had another event. It was a spa party.
Okay.
And she spoke about cookware and the dangers of the plastic in cookware as
Oh,
well
my
as cutting
goodness.
boards.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of these speakers. They come in and they really drop gems at our events and really tell us, it's really just being informed.
Yes.
So it's great.
Yeah.
I did my first session of yoga at ReVibe.
Oh, look out.
So
now
I did my first at ReVibe, and very informative. So you learn different poses and stretch. I didn't know how bad my back was. So
You didn't know. Yeah.
different events. You guys could check us out at ReVibe Style and Spa on Instagram, and we post all our events there, different health events and networking as well.
Yeah.
So, fellowship.
Yeah. But that yoga is very, very important because again, especially as you get older, my first thing in the morning is I do my stretching.
Right.
You got to stretch, and then I do my walk and that kind of stuff. But the point that I'm making is that, like Gandhi says, be the change that you want to be in the world. I mean, I want to see people healthy. I want to see people happy. That's why I started today with a quote from a gentleman who is a comedian and activist. And he's both. And he was into fasting and juicing and that kind of thing. And it's so funny because I think that we can help ourselves so much if we were like more mindful. And what you ladies seem to be talking about is mindfulness. You just can't go through life unconscious. Okay, I some people like walking around like this, like where am I? What am I doing there? But that's not living. I want us to live. I want us to my whole thing. I want us to live until we die. I want us to live until the wheels fall off, and then we just crawl. But the point I'm making is that so many people, and unfortunately, I'm in a situation where I'm two people very close to me. They're coming to the end. And I'm looking at them and I'm like saying, how can I help you? What can I do? But one of the things that I found out, and the thing that you young ladies are doing, especially, you're living now. You're living now so you can live later. See, a lot of people are not living now, and so they can't live later, and it's almost like, they're like, I see them withering on the vine, and I can't really it's almost like a dead battery, you know. I mean, how many times can you recharge it until it's like, you know what? Hey, I tried, I recharge you, but there's nothing more I can do. And I'm gonna give you all the credit, okay? And they're the benefits of you have a mother who is an entrepreneur, who's a visionary, and I know you too. If you have children, they're gonna have the same thing, and it's like a circle, but you're living your life, and I tell you, I thank you. You know, I thank you for what you've given these girls, and I hope y'all appreciate this. Okay, okay.
They do.
Yeah. Because I know maybe sometimes mom might be irritating, but you give her grace.
I was gonna say it even goes farther back. So my grandmother, she had said this a while, and it had me cracking up. She says, "The road to heaven is hell, but the road to hell is heaven. So your choices will determine where you will end up."
That's right.
You know, and short, it's interesting because I was on YouTube and I was sharing with somebody else, and one of the links popped up where it shows two stairways. One on the right was all white men going to heaven, and on the left was all men in red going to hell. And so as you said, which is true, you know, no matter how you look at it, but you decide, you determine which one you want to go, and you better know which stairway you're climbing.
You better, because see what happens, the older you get, see, you know, when you're young, you know, you can go down this road 10, 20 years, okay? And then come back and then you can do it now. But when you get older, now you can't go down that road because you don't know how many years you have left, you know.
Right.
So you can't, you know, so you got to like, let me see.
God wants you to be more strategic.
That's when you slow down. You know, you say, you know what? Let me slow down here.
Like, I don't know if I got 3 miles to play around with to be running this way.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why you can't afford to go down. And we have our community while Nina McClure says, and I shouldn't share this, but I'm sure you shouldn't read it. She says, both of you are looking good. I think she's talking about us. Oh. Well, I don't know. And then Aretha, she just give us a hand clap, you know. But again, you know, we have fun here, man. We have a good time, you know, we laugh and whatnot. Now, you know, but the thing is that time flies when you're having fun, you know. And we have, we have about maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, and let me
Yeah.
Let me do this 5 minutes here.
Yeah, we got it.
Last.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 5 minutes.
And this is important because again, I want to say this first. You know, so those who have experienced and those who have seen, and I just want you to be clear, not to come running and think, well, how come not me?
Yes.
You see,
yes.
And what happened was that I think last week or so, we gave out a gift.
Yeah, give a gift.
And to what we believe and truly, honestly, a dear to our hearts, you know, an icon, a legacy, a young woman. Although she's a seasoned, but she's a young woman. She's a sister. So we gave her a gift to show how appreciative we were and to recognize how we had the opportunity to sit among history. And that's what's important because you don't know who you passing by. You don't know who. Everybody that may look homeless or be homeless, you'd be surprised where it came from.
Right. And what they got going on.
And the ones who look so good, you'd be surprised what they're dealing with. But let me get right into this. And so here today, we have a special gift we like to present. And I say that because this is based on, as I shared with my brother here, my experience. And I'm one. I'm not a critic, but I believe in understanding when you do a forensic background search. But I do that in my moment. And I can tell when somebody is genuine, the spirit and the warmth and the wealth. There's nothing greater than being welcomed by somebody or stranger. Said, hey, come on in. So this sister said, come on in.
Come on in.
I said, no. She said, no, come on in.
Yes,
So
and then she smiled like that, and then
and I said, well,
he was done.
Okay, but you want to have a massage? I said, well, I don't have no money. She said, don't worry about it, because the sister that was with her said, no, don't worry about it.
Come in.
And it was such a moment. I lost who I was for a second.
That's right.
But in the same token, when I left, I came back and compensated because I wanted to show my respect and appreciation, not take for granted. And that's one of the things we should never, ever do, take nothing for granted.
Don't.
So let me get right into this right quick.
Okay. Now, I also want to tell our community, okay, now what we're doing now, we're not going to do it for everybody, okay, just so you know that. But I know you don't hear that. What you see is what's going to happen. You say, well, I want that too, and you might get it if you deserve it. But again, this is special. This is special.
Here is something I want to read this. And because I was sincere about it. And because of the guests this evening showed their sincerity, their platform, who they truly are. So let me just read this right quick. Revive. Relieve, and reflect on your inner self. Time holds the passion seeking to regain momentum from restoration, glorifying the rejuvenation of the soul, revitalizing the image once was, but now showcasing the effect. From the hands cultivating deep within beyond the source, release the clogged flow of hidden toxin. Bring to life that the mind nearly felt lost from an existing moment during the limp noodle day. The stress so hardened, causing my mind-body membranes to sink below ground zero, to all falling to the rhythm of an ocean wave, splashing my nervousness into a state of sanity, without a life ring to hold on to, for dear life. Save me, Revive. My journey to survive brought hope to resurface, captivating the oxygen deep below at the hands of my practitioner. To soothe my self-confidence near the door of a disastrous dilemma. From a dehydrated state to a gentle, tranquil place, I have finally reached heaven I haven't felt for so long. A place called heaven, my sanctuary, where I leave all doubts behind. Hope was my key to unlocking the fragments that soothe the soles of my feet. As they were washed away into the land of forgetfulness. Help me, O Lord. I feel like a bottle of sparkling water full of alkaline, powerful electrolytes, saving my soul from being discombobulated without cause. Frenzy almost became my false identity, but the grace of heaven, I was saved from the land of vibration full of jitters. The fragrance of who I am will be injected into another going through where I have been. Time must be revived for all brothers and sisters before the storm of wretchedness strike at the door. Where do I go from here except for revive, to be restored, as I listen to soft, sensual, mellow sounds that saber their way through my body like a climax ready to explode. The voice of the saxophone whisper my name. Revive is the place. The soles of my feet carry me softly between the sheets with candle and glass of mellow wine.
Woo, woo, woo.
So
Please get that man there.
So I like to present this
Yes.
to
Beautiful.
Revive.
The women of Revive.
Beautiful.
The women of
Thank
Revive,
you.
my
Thank you
sisters.
so much.
They have come a long way. There's a journey. They have expressed their journey today. They have expressed truly who they are from the depths of their heart. They are here to present and have said to you. And they welcome you. And we look forward for all of you. And again, the masculine or the macho. But the place to go is Revive.
And where will we
Thank you so
find
much.
that great place? Where are you located?
And so we're located conveniently at 1392 St. George's Avenue in Avenel, inside the Dollar Tree Plaza, soon to be known as ReVibe Plaza.
Oh, look out. I love that.
So we're in Avenel. That's
Avenel.
Middlesex Township.
Okay. And we have Amber and Jade. Yes. So
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank
time
you.
chatting.
Thank you for coming. And again, we have that special creation for you. This is what Ron actually wrote especially for you. And again, so this is the Women of Revive. It's FAYLEESHA, Amber, and Jade. This has been Poetically Speaking with Terry Benjamin and Ronald Seaman Cray. But again, we're here every Thursday and Sunday. Thursday from 6 to 7 and Sunday from 5 to 6. And my brother, I'm gonna ask you to do the impossible. I got about maybe about like 4 minutes. Can you give us some words to sort of take us out of here?
I'm lost for words.
What? Not you.
No, in all
I'm so excited.
one of the most important things, as we always say, is continuing to live life and live it to the fullest and abundant, and have abundant peace, love, joy, endurance, no matter how you look at it. We can come up with all kind of words that's positive to lift somebody else's soul up, and that's what's important. If I could lift somebody up, Philippians 2 and 3, lift someone else up better than yourself, no matter how you look at it. So again, whether it's from the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, or any other book, whether it's inspiration, motivational, lift somebody else up because you just don't know.
I tell you, man, he's amazing. I give him that assignment, the last few minutes, but he always takes it home. So again, our community, we come to you twice a week, and again, you're part of our community, but education is the heart of our community. So we thank you. We thank the ladies of ReVibe being here. And please visit the spa. You won't be sorry. So with that, good night, and we will see you next time.
Hey.
Time to party.
No, you was right.
Just like that, right?